What's going on, guys? This is John Zakari, and today I want to talk about the upcoming NES Classic Edition. As most of you probably already know, this new officially licensed Nintendo product is essentially a mini NES with a hard drive that has 30 games installed onto it. Now, when I first heard about this device, I've got to admit, I was pretty skeptical. I honestly figured that maybe it would have like 10 or so great games followed by a bunch of mediocre ones. Needless to say, I was pretty damn surprised when the actual list of games was revealed. Honestly, if I was making a list of my top 30 favorite NES games, it would look something like this. Sure, you've got Nintendo heavy hitters like Super Mario Bros., Zelda, Kirby, Metroid, etc. But I was particularly impressed by the third-party support being brought onto this thing, with games like Castlevania and Ghouls and Ghosts. In my opinion, there really isn't a stinker in the whole bunch. And equally impressive to the game's selection here is the price. The whole thing retails for $59.99, which means you're getting each game for about $2 plus a physical box and a controller. Hopefully, this shows Nintendo that you can sell a lot of games when you sell them cheap. And as a result, we'll see this echoed down the road in the eShop, where NES games still run you about $5 a piece. On top of this though, I can see this being more than just a fun novelty thing for Nintendo to douse people in nostalgia. I hope at least, that this thing is being positioned to help them more in the long run. Already, we know there's going to be a high demand for this little box come November when it releases, as sites that have listed pre-orders are already reporting sellouts within minutes, and chances are this trend is going to continue as the box keeps going up on more sites. And I know this isn't just the hardcore Nintendo fans that are buying this console. This is people who grew up with the classic Nintendo games. You know, pretty much anyone who was a kid in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I've got friends who haven't owned a Nintendo console since the N64 telling me that they're hyped to get this. To which I often reply with, yeah, it's going to be a nice holdover until the NX. To which I often receive a blank look with maybe a what? And I'm like, you know, Nintendo's next real console. And they'll go, oh, that's cool. You know, it can be hard when you're so invested in this stuff to remember that many people probably aren't even aware that the NX exists, even though nerds like us have been talking about it for years now. Actually, the way I usually gauge whether or not the mainstream knows about a console is when my mom brings it up. In about 2 months or so, she'll probably be like, hey, did you see Nintendo's got a new system coming out? And I'll say something to the tune of, yeah, you know, I did hear something about that. But anyway, what I'm saying is, you've got a wide audience interested in a Nintendo product once again. People are ready to go back and visit their old friends like Mario, Link, and Samus, allowing themselves to be pulled back into these worlds. And this is all going to start in November, with only a few months to go until the launch of the new NX. Do you see where I'm going with this? All of these people will be neck deep in Nintendo nostalgia, enjoying these classic titles, when Nintendo goes, hey, that's great that you're enjoying all these stellar games, but why don't you take a look at what these characters are currently up to? And this is where it would fall on Nintendo to capitalize on this nostalgia resurgence within these people, as they'll need a top-notch launch lineup on the NX for this to work. I mean, I could totally see someone buying this NES Mini and playing something like the original Legend of Zelda, reliving all its glory, and maybe this person hasn't played Nintendo games or even kept up with the company over the last gen or two, but then start seeing ads and news stories for the NX, with footage of Breath of the Wild playing on the console, and that person going, damn, now I gotta play that too. Again, this would require a strong launch lineup to keep the Nintendo buzz going from the NES Classic into the NX. I feel confident that we'll see a new Mario game at launch, and I don't actually know about Breath of the Wild, someone could correct me in the comments, but I believe it's only confirmed for a simultaneous release for the NX and Wii U versions. I don't think they've actually confirmed it as an NX launch title, but I'm really hoping it is. Couple that with maybe bringing back another random long dormant franchise, F-Zero anybody? Some stuff from close third parties, the ones that are left at least, along with whatever the hell Retro Studios has been working on. I mean, seriously, just tell me. And I think they could really have something special here. And with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on the NES Classic Edition in the comments. And do you think this could act as a lure to bring people on board for the NX? If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to my channel now, and you can say you were a subscriber before it was cool. As always, I'm John Zakari, and thanks for watching.